Hi there. Good morning. Welcome to Sunnyside Journals and welcome to 30 minutes of my day. Your eyes are not deceiving you. You're seeing two sets of end papers. We're going to get into that and why I have two sets of end papers, but let me start my timer so that I don't talk too much. Yeah, I've been doing a little bit of work on her and then I realized, why don't I have my camera going? So I turned it on, and here we are. There might be shadows, and I apologize, but we mostly get together to visit. It's not necessarily for my not spectacular camera abilities. Anyhow, I have her text block glued in. I sewed it together. I think I've shown you. I create a template, a card template that I glue to a piece of fabric, and then I sew them onto that, and then the fabric gets glued in. So it's hidden hollow back spine. This part is, that's hollow down there. It makes for a book that lies flat nicer, and it helps so that you can enjoy the original spine if that's what you want. Sometimes I like the threads through, sometimes I don't want the threads through. So I opted for that this time. Now, I went ahead, I plowed through a couple days ago because you've seen these before and thought, oh, I've got my end papers ready. And I tried to do I tried to pull a fast one. And it's never worth it to try and pull a fast one. This is from sheets of wrapping paper from a book on from Art Nouveau Designs that I have. And these big sheets of wrapping paper, they're big, are folded in quarters. So you sort of have to work around a fold. They're so big. And I thought that I could get two end papers from there. That's how they were. You can see those were matched up. I thought I could get, I can fit two end papers out of one square, and that will leave me 1, 2, 3 other squares of this paper. And I thought, oh yeah, they're going to fit. That's going to be great. Did a quick measure. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. No, it's not great. They're just not wide enough for my liking. They're tall enough, but they're not wide enough. I don't like this at all. So then I thought, well, sometimes if you get your end papers ready and they're not wide enough, you can put a tuck spot down one side. So you could either put your end paper here and put your tuck spot here, or glue your end paper over here and put your tuck spot here. And you know what? That's a nice option. And I really did seriously consider doing that, but I just kept coming back to I hadn't planned on putting a tuck spot in, especially because I really love this. So I had to start again and do it right. But that's left me with 2 sheets of the wrapping paper that's already on cardstock. And I thought, well, at least for one of them, maybe I haven't put tags down aside yet for a while. So I may punch out some tabs and put them down the side. I'm going to think about that. But in the meantime, I redid my end papers, and I also, rather than using up all my cardstock for end papers don't have to be that thick. Unless if you've got a book that's going to have the ends of folded brads poking through brads or eyelets or some kind of metal paraphernalia that you really want to cover up nicely. But this actually isn't too bad. So what I did was I just took a leaf of the original text block. So it's the English-French dictionary here. I just took a full leaf and glued it together. So the fold, glued it together, and then I glued it onto this wrapping paper because this is very thin in real life. Here it is. It's thin wrapping paper. But so for me, that's too thin. Pardon me. I have a tickly throat. I don't have the Rona. And now, you know what? That's a nice weight. And it kind of makes me happy because I'm using up more of the papers from the original text block. So that's good too. And I can live with that. I like that. So, ink. Let's do it. Did I start my timer? I did. Okay. I still like to do that core that's around the edge. Now this is a busy enough pattern. Sometimes I will ink and age the edges of my end papers, but this pattern is so busy. There is no point. But we will glue these in. And then I will hopefully by then have decided whether I want to make tabs to put in this little book. I am sitting here looking at it and thinking, and sometimes when you've got a really frilly lace along the edge, tabs can get a little lost. So part of me is thinking, nah, don't do tabs. There we go. But you know what? These are still big enough. I could at least use one and make some pockets. I'm going to ink it anyways while I'm here. Why not? Oh, yes, I've got some maps out. I plan on working a little bit later on my little Frida. Going to have a little bit of me time. It's Monday me time. So I'm going to work on her because I'm giving myself my 30 minutes and then I have paperwork to do. It's Monday. I have phone calls to make. I have to go to the lawyer today. I have things to print off. I have to phone the accountant. Today is what I would call an icky day for an artist who does not want to deal with all that. Well, it's just a lot of adulting, and I don't feel like adulting right now. So that's not, come on, that's better. I just don't feel like adulting right now. But I'm trying to show some self-control and do a bit of adulting and then reward myself with some childish time. Some creative time. So, and there's not a lot to do around the house. My husband went absolutely nuts cleaning yesterday. The house is just wonderful. Every single floor got vacuumed. It smells fabulous and fresh in here. Oh, it's so nice. I really, really heart that man. Not just for his cleaning capabilities, but that doesn't hurt. All right. And something I'd also like to do later today, I've had so many people asking about my tea-dyed paper that has bubbles on it and how do I do it. And I've decided that today I am going to film how I make my tea-dyed paper with bubbles. Let me go find a sheet and I'll show you. Hold on. Okay, I found some. So, hold on, let me hold this up tight. Do you see the bubbles there? I've had a few people say, how do you get those bubbles to show? Hold on. Come on. Oh, there we go. Anyhow, there's a thing that I do, and I didn't figure it out because I got a great big brain or anything. It actually happened by accident, but fortunately, I knew what I did. Hold on. I gotta go find my sweater. I'm freezing. Hold on. Sweater on. It's an ugly old sweater. Found it on one of my thrifting escapades, but it's pure wool. And it was $2. And I love it. So usually this is my camping sweater, my campground. So I love the smell of it too because it smells like a campfire. Anyhow, I remembered what I did that made the bubbles, and that's how I'm able to continue. I can recreate my happy accident. So why don't we put these end papers in for now. Oh, so yeah, so I'm hoping later today, so I guess maybe tomorrow, hopefully, I can put out a video of, I'm trying to think and do things at the same time, a video of how I do that. Yeah, glue. End papers, I always use 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac, so that your paper won't buckle. Both. I'm just trying to. Yeah, I did that on both sides. All right, well, I guess that doesn't matter. They look pretty well the same. Sometimes if one pattern, if I like it better, I'll choose one over the other. So let's just do it. Yeah, a water-based glue, you'll run the risk of your end papers buckling, curving and warping and all that. So I just find end papers I always go in with the 3-in-1 or Fabri-Tac, or maybe now that other glue that we found at Dollar Tree. Hold on, I've got to go over here, so no, not very much in frame. Trust me, you've seen people swirl glue on paper before. All I'm doing is swirling glue. I don't know why my throat is gravelly today. All right, so let's put you in place. So that's just thread, that's not end papers. Same with that. You have a bit of time, which is nice with the Fabri-Tac or the 3-in-1. A little bit of time to either lift and lay down again, or else grab and kind of slide a little. I still haven't decided on end papers for this little lady. I sealed her earlier this morning, so she's looking nice. I just did a light spray, 2 coats of Mod Podge spray sealant, which is very different from just Mod Podge. That looks nice. Mary's looking good, even though she doesn't have as fancy a dress as her outfit as the wealthy donor, but that's art. Mary's is elegant and understated. All right, let's do this one. All right, once again, I will be off to the side doing swirly swirlies of glue. Our weather this weekend was so wonderful. So sunny and warm. You could smell barbecues all over the neighborhood. People are dying to get out in their gardens and work, and it's tempting to do that, but we shouldn't. We can still get snowstorms in March, and this weather could very well just be teasing us. And this time next week, we could be shoveling ourselves out of 2 feet of snow. So it's very tempting to want to start digging in gardens and that. But no. All right, now is that the correct side up? And is that up? Which way is up? Oh, I almost put it on upside down. Phew. Whoa. All right, you move. I almost put it on upside down. This pattern is, the position of the birds is a little deceiving. So let's slide you into place. I like that. So here's where I'm happy. Hold on, let me give this a push down and then I'll tell you something I'm happy about. Silly little detail, but it's little things that you sort of pick up on after you've made a few books. For those who are, are still toying with the idea of making their very first book. It's just little details that are nice. And if I can explain it so that you don't have to make a book that doesn't have that detail, you can just jump right in with both feet. I think that's nice. So, okay, that's laying down beautifully. So this is where, when I put the covers on all the corners, I ran it, instead of just gluing a triangle on the corner, I wrapped them. And I wrapped them right around so that they lay under the end papers. There we go. And it gives it a nice little finished look. I like that. Yep, that turned out nice. Thread. Oh, yeah, you're okay. Okay, it's one of those books. This one's definitely the shabby chic ones. There are threads everywhere. All right, that's good. Did I turn? Oh, I did turn my timer on. All right, rocks, out of the way, rocks. Figure out what else I was going to do today. That looks nice. Trying to decide where I want to put a pocket in. I'm wondering if I just want to put it like a tuck spot, not necessarily a pocket. But I don't want to do anything on this paper. It's quite thin. And for the same reason that I didn't want to glue or sew the lace onto it, I don't necessarily want to glue anything on it. Now, I may collage a little and use some appropriate glue. I haven't decided. I haven't ruled that out yet. But I'm thinking maybe a pocket there. That's upside down. Maybe just right there. A little tuckable pocket. And then one on the back. No, I don't want this. That's just overload. I mean, ignore the top part. Imagine sort of a little, not quite triangular shape. That's too much. It's very busy. But maybe somewhere else in the book. Well, that was exciting. And in case I edit that out, now I know not to put my tripod here because it just came crashing down. So, where was I? Little pocket with made from a page out of Edith Holden. So hold on, I just want to make something that's tuckable. So this has got a little pocket here, and then over on this side is a teeny tiny little tuck space. Because it's so little, I left that one side open so it's easier to get things in and out of. But I just wanted to, a pretty book like this, I thought deserves a little Edith. So that's what I did. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited to see whether the crash was exciting or not. Now, where is this big baby? Got it. So I'll decide where I'm going to make a pocket. I'm just going to make the pockets in here. Ruler and pencil. 5, so 2.5. 5, so 2.5. I'm just going to keep laughing about that camera crashing down. All right, so I'm just making a little keyhole. Let's do this side. Keyhole? I forget what it's called now. I'm having a brain cramp. And I'm allowed. I'm 61. There we go. All right, and our glitter glue. I haven't used this in a couple days. Oh, now that little chunk of glue fell inside the book. Don't want you in there. All right, let's see. That new little pin. Oh, that's where'd it go? Hence why I need to put a flag on it. This new little pin doesn't rust. Come on. Now, usually what I've been doing is stabbing it into my eraser. And then I can find it. There we go. No rust. Woohoo! All right. Let's just do this. How am I for time? 25 minutes. All right. So we're going to make pockets out of this little card. There we go. Nice. I didn't want to put the, sometimes I'll put the divot, the semicircle, whatever. I'll put both sides, but that's so pretty. I didn't want to chomp that out. I watched a special yesterday afternoon while I was working on PBS on the battle for women for the vote. My goodness, I am impressed with the women who went before us. Dismiss. I still have 4 more minutes. Absolutely fascinating how long they had to fight for the right to vote. And it made me realize when I started doing the math for Canada, and my grandmothers would have been here at that time. So it means I know women who had to wait to have the right to vote, because my one grandmother would have been 26. So she would have been married and had a child and not been allowed to vote, but her husband could vote. Absolutely incredible. Things that we take for granted now. When I think my grandmother was a married woman raising a child, and the law didn't feel that she had a right to have a say in this country that she was participating in as a law-abiding citizen and paying taxes and all that. But no. You're much too tender to have a say. Oh, my other grandmother probably would have been too young. She was 1903, so she would have been too young. 22, yeah, maybe just barely. Certainly still would have been exciting for her to know that, she would have turned voting age and been allowed to vote. So it just made me very, very excited. I mean, it's a shame. What a logical thing. You're a human being. Yes, you're allowed to vote. But us humans haven't always done things logically through the course of our time here on Earth, have we? But it just amazes me to be able to say I personally knew very well some women in my family who knew what it was like to not be able to have a say in their government. And of course, it went on for a long time. Quebec took longer for the women to get the right to vote. And then it took even longer for women of Asian heritage, First Nations women. Why on earth they thought, I think First Nations women, it wasn't until the 1950s. Outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Anyhow, I have to calm down. But I'm excited in an exciting way because it gives me hope that, yes, sometimes as humans, maybe we can take a long time to come around. But hopefully we always do. Fingers crossed. Anyhow, you know what? 29 minutes. I'm done. I am going to go downstairs and start getting things set up to hopefully do a video where my tripod won't come crashing down and land in, a pan of tea. So hopefully I will get that done today. I don't know. I might be biting off more than I can chew, and it might have to be tomorrow that I do that, because now I'm rethinking all the paperwork that I have to do today, and I want to be able to get it done. I like to be able to hit Monday with both feet on the ground and get some stuff done, and it gives me the rest of the week to follow up on whatever, All right, I'm going to go. I'm thinking too much and my mouth's going on. Have a great rest of your day, especially if you're watching this first thing in the morning. Enjoy your coffee. And if it's late at night, I recommend chamomile tea. Take care. We'll talk soon. Bye.